this experiment, we're going to be testing whether or not the dog, this is Coda, is attracted to the food in the closet via the processes of classical conditioning. We're planning on putting the food inside the closet. He'll know that the food is there, and we want to see if the door opening from the closet or if us jiggling the door, which is originally the neutral stimulus, will elicit a response in Coda here, knowing that he might get food.
This is little Coda right here. He is only 4 months old as he was born November 25th, 2017. Since he is only 4 months, he is very susceptible to learning since the world is new to him. And we're going to demonstrate that.
Specifically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be modeling our experiment off of the Pavlov conditioning experiment. We're going to be using classical conditioning in this situation. This is modeled off of the Ian Pavlov classical conditioning definition that was originally founded whenever he was studying salivation and dogs' response to food and a bell tone.
What is classical conditioning, you might ask? Classical conditioning is the process whereby an organism learns relationships between stimuli.
An unconditioned stimulus is a stimulus that elicits a response without the necessity of prior training. An unconditioned response is an involuntary response to a stimulus that also requires no prior training.
The conditioned stimulus is a stimulus that does not elicit a response initially. It's a neutral stimulus, but comes to do so as a result of being associated with an unconditioned stimulus. The conditioned response is the result that comes to be made to the conditioned stimulus as a result of classical conditioning. Here's some high-quality puppy chow, and it's the unconditioned stimulus in this experiment. The reason this is the unconditioned stimulus is that Coda the dog inherently wants to eat the food. He's a hungry, growing puppy, and the food is very attractive to him. He smells it and he wants to eat it.
The neutral stimulus that we use in this experiment that becomes our conditioned stimulus is the door and the opening of the door. So the door should not cause a response in Coda the dog because the door has no inherent attractiveness to him and does not elicit a response without prior training. But Coda has learned that his food is in the closet, so anytime he hears the door open, it has become the conditioned stimulus because he gets excited about the door opening because he knows that the food is coming. Here we are showing Coda's unconditioned response to his food. It's a natural instinct that the dog wants to have his food and that it's a natural attractiveness to this. It's an implicit response that's being shown and it's not prior trained. Here we are showing Coda's conditioned response to the door opening. Coda has learned the association between the door and the food being located there. He displays the conditioned response of excitement when the door, which is our conditioned stimulus, is opened. This association is the result of classical conditioning for Coda.
I hope you enjoyed our experiment on classical conditioning, showing how Hubbo here, who's squirming at the moment, he's a little energetic now that he just got fed, enjoyed the food that we gave him. We classically conditioned him with the closet door. The bag of food, which was the unconditioned stimulus, showed that Coda here can be conditioned that whenever the sound of the door opens or whenever someone approaches the door, he knows that he's going to get fed, and then that's going to allow him to respond in the way that he does, which is freak out, jump all over the place, as in the video that we previously recorded. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you have a good one.